Be here. It's
Good. Good to have you on set today, brother.
I appreciate
All right, and of course, flanking me to me, my left is Elder Barge. I mean,
it.
See, we are already starting problems here.
I keep.
We
I'm
are
sorry.
starting problems.
I catch a click.
See,
I
I was gonna
catch
say
a
let's
quick.
break bread on some fried chicken, but then I say no.
I
Then I
caught a
said
quick.
no.
I caught a quick glimpse of you.
I'm telling the coach
Okay.
happening on you.
And then the first thing that came to my mind was like, feel the beat of the rhythm of the night. And I just,
I'm gonna tell the
you
coach
got that
happening
kind
on
of
you.
look, I'm just saying, you
Okay.
got the Elder Barge factor.
Okay.
I can't help it. Anyway, Damian Jolivet, my co-host on BTP Sports Radio, on the MJWJ Global Radio Network. You just saw the highlights of Sunrise show. That was that, would you call that mild, medium, hot?
That was mild.
That was mild
That was
compared to
very
what we do.
mild.
So
Oh.
we're gonna actually later on in the show we're gonna rehash one of the segments that D and I.
But we got to
talked
tone
about.
it down though.
Yeah. Oh,
Got to.
yeah.
Yeah, because that would just meant.
Yeah, but we're gonna rehash one of the segments that we talked about because it's a national issue that took place. So we're gonna get into that later. But gonna go back to Rockets for a second, Angelo. Want to get your taking on this against the Thunder. Okay, looking at the statistics, Kevin Durant 7 of 19. Okay, 28 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists, but 6 turnovers.
Right.
One of the things that also stood out to me was the defense that was played, not just on him, but also the perimeter defense as a team. Oklahoma City, look at their stats here. Oklahoma City shot 26.7% from the three-point line. We know that they're a great three-point shooting team.
Right.
This has been one of the criticisms, specifically myself, one of the criticisms of the Rockets was their perimeter defense, especially heading to the playoffs against teams like Oklahoma City. What are your thoughts on the game last night?
Well, I think first of all, I mean, you have to take into consideration that for Oklahoma City, it was the second of a back-to-back against the Spurs. So
that's their excuse?
So no, not an excuse, but I mean, if you take the season as a total package, I mean, they haven't fared well against Oklahoma City this year, and I think taking into account that they did have that game coming from San Antonio stopping their 19-game winning streak, the emotional toll that it took. They played that in OKC, I believe. Just considering everything that I'm not going to call playing the Rockets a letdown game, but I don't necessarily know if they came with their A game. Just naturally speaking, playing against San Antonio the way that they did, beating them the way that they did, So, but it's good for the Rockets, at least from a confidence perspective, that they can hang with OKC, which is what their first win against.
The first win against
season,
Oklahoma
right?
City this year.
So I mean, so I mean, from that perspective, from a morale perspective, from one of those, even though they outright won, it's still what they call golly, I'm blanking out the word moral victory.
Right.
I mean, it has all that in
So,
it. So
do you think there's some message that was sent last night by the Rockets to the Oklahoma City Thunder that you can expect a competitive series with us, or is this just another run-of-the-mill win?
not necessarily a message, but I mean, I don't think it's going to be I think going back to the game that OKC played against San Antonio, I think as far as the West is concerned, I think they clearly showed that they're the two best teams at this point in time. Now, anything can happen in the playoffs depending on matchups and seedings and pairings and such. So, and some teams match up against others better. But I would just call it a run-of-the-mill win for the Rockets.
Just a run-of-the-mill.
But one that could have like a sort of a building block win. Well now we know. So now we're here, and we struggled, and we got over this. We cleared this hurdle. So now we can kind of take the next step and kind of focus on.
Okay, I'm going to go into Rockets fan mode for just a quick second, Angelo, because Rocket fans don't seem to, largely speaking, I know some logical Rockets fans, but by and large, Rockets fans don't appreciate when you don't provide them with A-plus ratings about their team's performance. So as a Rockets fan, in my Rockets fan mode, you're hating Angelo.
No.
Nobody has time for that common sense stuff that you're talking about.
But
This is the greatest win ever. Let's start the damn parade right now. As far as we're concerned, they won the damn championship already. You're a hater.
Hey, in all honesty,
That's how Rockets fans roll.
hey,
I'm just saying.
in all honesty, I've tried to have this discussion with Craig before in previous weeks, and it's kind of like the way the media stirs the pot in regards to the Rockets here is it's a little bit, I don't know, um, it's just it lacks a certain amount of credibility or and not trying to pile on the media, because, like, say for instance, we all know San Antonio is this for as far as franchises go in sports.
They're a monster.
They're the gold standard.
Like, and you're talking
They're
the whole
the
whole wide world of sports. I don't know if it gets more consistent than them.
Right.
So obviously there might be a matchup issue or two for them versus the Rockets, but just because they beat the Spurs in a regular season series, which you obviously know how the Spurs are built, and regular season wins don't necessarily, set the barometer for how they do.
Angelo, work. Because in Houston, the Houston media, you follow the temperature, Angelo. What are you doing?
Right, but
right now, this is a big win. This is great. This thing kumbaya. Somebody, hey, run back there, get us some banjos. Let's set a bonfire right here. We're gonna do it H-Town style, because we won a big game. The media's gonna jump all over this. All the talk shows, listening over the weekend, and of course they're gonna carry this on the Monday, especially if they're playing tomorrow. Am I correct? Tomorrow night?
No.
I'll check the schedule.
Yeah, we have to.
But they're gonna carry this over into the beginning of the week. And talking about, you're going to hear some of the talk shows, the morning talk shows, talk about the significance of this win, how this impacts the mindset of the Thunder, and now there's still fear in them going into the playoffs, and then this is going to be a critical. Folks, your Rockets are going home second round. I'm sorry.
See, that's
the
whole part. The Rockets getting the exotic dancer of the NBA.
If I'm to be totally honest, man, just the way the West is this particular year. I mean, the West has always been superior to the East, but just in this particular year, it seems to be that within the West, I mean, I don't know if the West has ever been this competitive from top to bottom.
Right.
So, I mean, whether you're the 1 seed or the 8 seed, I don't necessarily know that you can say that there's a clear underdog in this playoff. And I think all 8 teams that will make the playoffs have the chance, have the ability to win the title. So if I were a Rockets fan, I would kind of keep that, in perspective and understand that.
And given your history, Houston, you know that you guys do not do well. And I say you guys because I'm not a Rockets fan, but you guys do not traditionally do well against teams that have comparable talent and have matchup problems with you. Do not. I'm gonna mark this right now, and this is gonna come up later on. Do not go to sleep at the wheel with the Portland Trail Blazers, because that team very well could beat you in the first round. I think the Rockets are overall a better team. I think they're better coached. I think they have more veteran players. They have more experience, more moxie, so to speak, as a team. Do not take the Portland Trail Blazers lightly, folks. I'm telling you that right now. A lot of you guys are looking ahead to that second round matchup with either Oklahoma City or possibly San Antonio. You're making a big mistake. That's going to be a rough series to begin with.
Especially given their point guard problems at this point in time with Beverly being hurt.
Exactly. I was going to touch on that too with Patrick Beverly. Still, the doctor's saying he's not going to be in surgery, but whether or not he comes back in full form is a question. He's a significant player on that team, especially from a defensive perspective. So, got a tough matchup ahead. D, what's your perspective on this?
I just said my perspective. They still a stripper.
Oh.
They still a stripper.
You just want to see strippers.
No, I don't want to see strippers. No, I don't.
You keep bringing it up.
That's just my thing about the Rockets. They're a stripper that gets everybody excited, but you can't take it. But they can't bring it home. Sorry.
Wow.
And people, they just go crazy. Oh, the Rockets won. Okay, big deal.
Wow. Well, I'm gonna give a couple of updates here because we are tracking right now. The Final Four matchups are going on. So I want to get you guys an update there as well. Wanted to kind of touch on those matchups as well, because I think at this point everybody's bracket's already busted. We already know that.
Yeah, nobody won that.
But beyond the fact that the brackets are busted, even the Final Four teams, I think, still has everyone scratching their heads as to which two teams are going to emerge and move forward to the finals, and then beyond that, who's going to be our champion? Because you ask me, I don't think there's a clear-cut winner. Now, I think the team that everybody's sleeping on is Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Wisconsin, they're not flashy. They're not they're not a Showtime type team. They're a very fundamentally based team. And we're gonna talk more about this in the next segment. We'll go into the next segment because it's gonna take us a while to break this down.
Yeah.
But folks, they're a team that has a lot of talent. They have a lot of heart. They play sound, fundamental basketball, and that wins. So be careful how you sleep on the Wisconsin, because a lot of people saying they shouldn't be there anyway. I have to disagree with that. They've earned their way to be in the Final Four, and they are a legitimate possibility as a national champion. So we're going to get ready to go to a break here again, folks. If you have not done so, make sure that you go check out HMW, Houston Media Watch. Angelo is a consistent writer on there all the time. I'm lazy. I haven't written in a while, but I will be writing some stuff going into the regular season. Wonderful blog. Lots of information on there. Again, we have our own take, our own perspective on sports. We not only cover the teams, but we cover the individuals that cover the teams. So you're going to get our take on how the media is being covered and how the media is covering the teams in the Houston market. So we're going to go ahead and go to a break now, and when we come back, we'll continue on with our discussion on Final Four. And you are watching HMW Sports Talk Live.